Hello and welcome to SudoKanard. This is the second version of a solve of a puzzle that I designed, a diagonal Sudoku puzzle. And here is the puzzle. So it follows the usual rules of Sudoku, that is, every row and every column must contain digits from 1 to 9 exactly once, but it is a diagonal Sudoku, also known as X Sudoku, which means that every one of the two diagonals also contains all digits from 1 to 9. And there is an easy version, sort of easy version of these puzzles, which says that this is a 7. And removing the constraint that this be a 7 gives a much trickier puzzle. And here is a video to explain how this works. So I begin with something that is sort of tricky already, which is to note that on this diagonal has restrictions concerning 4 and 6. 4 and 6, 3 words, not 1. So these two cells are not 4 and 6, obviously, but this one and this one cell also can't be 4 and 6. So on this diagonal, 4 and 6 can only go here and there. Now the remaining cells on the diagonal must be 2, 3, 7, and 8. So this one is 7 or 8. This one is 2, 7 or 8. This one is 2, 3 or 8, and this one is 2 or 3. So if you know that this one is a 7, you can do more. But I won't use this assumption, and actually the fact that this is a 7 will appear somewhat late in the solve. Now let's continue with diagonal logic. We can see on this diagonal that 6 can't be here, 6 can't be here, 6 can't be here, so 6 is in one of those two cells. Similarly, 4 can't be here, 4 can't be here, 4 can't be here, so 4 is in one of those cells. Now 7, 7, there's a 7 here. 7, 7, there's a 7 in one of those cells. 3 and 3, we have a 3 in this cell, and this 3 and this 3 give a 3 in one of those cells. This 9, this one and this one say that 1 is in one of those cells, and we now have a 1, 3, 4 triple. So this was in the other video. So we now know that this 9 can only be here, and we have a 2, 5 pair down there. Oh, so that's a triple. I state it with bigger digits. Now, where do I look next? On this column, we need 2, 5, 6, and 8. So this is 2 or 8. This is 2, 6 or 8. This is 5, 6 or 8. Here, what could be interesting in there? This cell is quite restricted. Can't be 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 or 9. So it has to be 5, 6 or 8. This one can only be 1, 5 or 8. in this 3x3 box or block, whatever you want to call it, 5 can only go here or there. These cells can't be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 9. They have to be 1, 2, 7, or 8. This is 1, 2, or 8. This one can't be 2, 5, can't be those digits. It must be 1, 3, or 9. This is restricted as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. It can only be 5 or 8. So now 2 and 4. 4 must be either here or there. So is it time to pull the rabbit out of the hat? Not quite sure, but it could be time. I didn't rehearse that much. Oh. So let's see if I can make it happen. Well, I noticed that there were lots of interactions in here. That is, if I put a 3 in here, this puts a 3 in here, and we now have a 1, 4 pair. Let's have a look. I put a 3 in here, so that's a 3 in here. This 1, 4 pair removes the 1 here, so that's a 5, 8 pair, and that puts a 6 in here. This is very funny how diagonals work. So this 3 implies a 6 in here. That's weird. And now this 6 yields a 4 and a 1 and a 4 and a 6 in here, and this 3. Now this is 2 or 8, and with this 2 or 8 we have a pair, and this is a 1. Not sure I'm getting there. Oh. I might have done this too soon. Now this 5, 8 pair says that this is not a 5 and this is a 5. This 2 gives a 2 in here. Still no contradiction. This 5, so that's a 5, that's a 4. Oh, I've done this too soon. Okay, this is too soon for the magic trick, for the rabbit pulling. Let's go on with exploring. Oh, on this row we need 3, 4, and 6. So this is 3 or 6. This is 3, 4, or 6. There's a 3 down there. Here, this can only be 1, 3, or 4. There must be 5 here or there. Oh. Well, I had warned, it's a tricky version of the puzzle. In this cell, you can't have 6, 7, 8, 9, nor 1, nor 3, so that's 2, 4, or 5. this can only be 3, 4, or 6. Now, where am I supposed to look? Oh, yes, I know this is my puzzle. but it's my tricky puzzle. This can only be 1, 7, or 9. But most cells are very restricted, actually. There must be a 7 in one of those cells. Well, what now? This still has 4 possibilities. No, not the 6. 6 can't go there, so this has to be 5, 8, or 9. Now there's a 1 in one of those cells, a 4, I mean. These can't be 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, so this have to be 2, 3, 7, or 8, so this is, no, 2, 3, 8, or 9, so this is 2, 8, or 9. Oh. I can't seem to find it. The logic stuff that I had noticed. Here, that's restricted also. That's 4, 6, or 7. This can't be a 6. But it can still be 4, 5, 7, or 8. Not very useful. So is it time to give it another go? Oh, I think that might be the case. So if now I try it again. Oh, sorry. Let's say this is a 3. So that's a 3. This 3 removes the 3, so that's a 2, 8 pair. That's a 1. That's a 4. That's a 1. And now that 1 is not a possibility here, nor 2, nor 8, that's 3, 9. And now that 1, 2, and 8 are excluded, this can only be a 4, because that's 1, 2, 8. Yes, all. So now this has to be a 4. And I said previously that with 1 and 4, this one rules out this one, so this is a 6. 4, 7 in here, didn't have that previously. That's a 6, that's a 4, and now we have the contradiction. So this elimination process was not that long once the pencil marks were there, but it's completely hidden. It's not plain nice logic. It's just something that lies there. You can also see that this 6 implies a 3, then a 4, then a 1, which clashes with this one. So all this is somewhat intricate. There's intricacy in this. So this is not a 3, this is a 2. And now I think that everything should somewhat collapse. Well, not quite collapse at once. So this is not a 2. This is not a 2. Now we have a 7-8 pair, so this is not an 8. Let me remove this 2 as well. This 3 removes this one, and this one, so that's a 6. This is not a 6. This is a 4. This is a 5. This is an 8. This is a 1. That's not an 8. And this 5 pushes the 5. This 4 pushes the 4 in there. And I take black ink. Now we need a 2 to complete this 7th column. This 2 removes this one. Now this 4 resolves this 3-4 pair, so that's not a 3. And this is a 6. This is a 5. This is a 9. It pushes the 6 in this corner. This is a 7. Now this is a 2 by diagonal interaction, and this 2 resolves a lot of things. This is an 8, this is a 6, this is a 5. This is not an 8, this is a 5. And this 6 gives a 3 and a 6. And this 3 resolves all of this. This is a 1, this is a 4, this is a 3. That's not a 1. We're getting there. We need a 4, and it's not here. So it's here. This is 7 or 8. We need a 5. We don't have it. This is not. This is a 4-7 pair now. And you'll notice that what is a given in the easier version of the puzzle is still not resolved. This one gives us a 9 in here. We now need a 1 and a 9 here, and this 9 disambiguates. That's the 1, that's the 9. So this is a 2. This is an 8. And now we have the 7 in the middle, but everything is under control now. This is 8, this is 7, this is 4, this is 7. That's a 1 and that's a 4. And now, no, this is a 7. That's a 9, that's a 1. So a 1 in here as well. A 6 there. A 9 in here. No. Here we need 2 and 5. We don't have them yet. These are 8 and 5. Oh, this has to be a 3. The missing digit on the diagonal is an 8. That's the key. So that's a 2, that's an 8, that's a 5, that's a 5, that's a 2. And this wraps up this tricky solve of this diagonal Sudoku. So how can you think of these 3? Well, you just need to try somewhat. You have to search for patterns, for interactions between rows, columns, and diagonals, and this is very difficult to spot. And I hope that this sort of logic, and generally this sort of logic, doesn't appear in contests. In contests, it must be mainly plain sight logic, like in the easier version that I showcased in the other video. Thank you for watching this video, and see you soon on SudoKanard.